You guys, I'm so angry right now. I'm teething and I just got my period back. So I'm cutting a wisdom tooth up the back and I don't feel any wiser. I just feel like this incessant need to lick this tiny little edge of a tooth that's come through up the back there. And then I got my period back. What the heck? It's been 6 months with the other kids, even when I had low supply with Eden. I still didn't get it back. I think it was 7 months. And it wasn't until I went back on the pill that it regulated it again. Why do I have my period already? This is ridiculous. But I'm wondering if it has something to do with acupuncture because it's used for fertility and stuff. So I'm wondering if it brought on my freaking period. I'm so angry right now. Like, I've got a referral put in at the hospital to get the copper IUD in because I can't have anything hormonal. And no one can give me an idea on how long that's going to take. But my friend went and had the hormonal version put in, and she said it took a few months for her referral to go through. And I was like, well, that's all right because I don't get a period for the first 6 months anyway. And now that I'm taking domperidone, it's not really a known thing, I don't think. But with the hormones, it sort of stops you from getting pregnant also. So I was using that as my backup. And now I'm like, well, shit, mate. So I told Terry to stay the heck away from me because I am not having another baby right now. I am so mad. Ugh. Okay, so I filmed that like 2 weeks ago. And never got around to finishing it. Ugh. So I'll update you on it. My tooth, I've been like scratching my gum to help the tooth come through. And I've got like, I want to say like a quarter of the tooth, but it's not. Like, you know, the base, like the 4 edges of the tooth, I've managed to like scratch one of those out of my gum. That's about it. That's all that's happened. Also, the day I was filming that, I was going to my appointment at the board certified lactation consultants. And I was talking to her about the bleed, and I told her that I'd had the acupuncture and that I had that period a couple of days after. And basically, so what ended up happening was the Sunday, so I had the acupuncture on the Saturday. On the Sunday and the Monday, I bled just like a normal period, like I only use panty liners most times, that's pretty much all it was. And then the next 2 days following that was like a couple of spots, and that's it for the whole day, and then it was gone. So she said to keep an eye on it. Maybe it was just the acupuncture just flushing my body of any extra that was left over from the birth and stuff like that. And basically we're waiting to find out. So it's been exactly 2 weeks from then that I saw her. So I think from the bleed as well. I think that's right. Anyway, so I'm guessing around another 2 weeks we'll find out if it was a period or whatever. On another note, I know you can't smell me, but I currently smell like the poo section of an adult scratch and sniff. I just mowed the backyard, so I'm doing that good, so that's why I look like a hot mess. In the previous video, I looked like a hot mess because I just woken up, I think. Or I just look like shit. I don't know. Either way. What are you looking at, baby? What are you looking at? Aw, you're so cute. Are you beautiful? Have. Can you show me your happies? Where's Hav's happies? Go get stuff, Mum. So currently my board certified lactation consultant is on holidays for her daughter's wedding. I think that's what it was. She's gone for 4 weeks. So basically we're still on the plan of like 30 ml top-ups, sort of like every 3 hours, but I'm pretty much not really keeping up with that. I'm sort of doing like between 3 and 5 top-ups a day, just because lack of time, if I'm not home, if I feel like I haven't needed them, whatever. Oh my god, I don't even know why I try. But yeah, but everything seems to be going good. I did go on, after my first time of seeing her, I put myself on domperidone. So then I only got like a week's worth and I weaned myself off. And then 2 days ago, yeah, on Saturday, I noticed that she was just hanging off me all day. I could not make her happy. She wasn't content. I was down to expressing like not even drops, like hardly, like sort of like when it comes out of the pump and like sprays down, like it wouldn't even do that. It was just sort of flicking milk at the side of the bottle. There was like that little amount of milk coming out. which is, even though I've had such a issue with my milk, that's still like lowest of low. So yeah, so I got really upset about it, had a massive tizzy, and went up to the doctors, and I walked in there and I was like, number one, check my blood pressure, and it was great, which is awesome, because I checked it earlier that day and it was crap. But anyway, so that was good news. And then I was like, all right, number two, I need 2 scripts. I need one, the first one, to be just for 1 pack of Metilium, because the chemist down the road, the day and night chemist, are a bunch of rip-off a-holes. And he just looked at me and laughed. And then I'm like, and number 2...
Hello.
And number 2, I need a script for a lot of them.
Hello.
So I can get the discount at the good chemist, because they do like super good discounts. It's like, okay, so for the 1 packet that I bought, it cost me $18.75 at the day and night chemist. I called up the chemist warehouse and they were like, oh, it's $5.20 a pack. I think it was $5.20 or $5.40, something like that. And they're like, and then if you order 3 packs, you get another 20% off that. And then if you order more packs, you get 30% off that. And I was like, friggin' what? I have been frigging duped. So anyway, he gave me another, like a second script for 5. So that's good. Anyhow, because I was like in this mental, I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I am totally obsessive. Me and Terry have been laughing. I can't remember what it's off. Oh yes, Blades of Glory, where he's like,
hello.
Where he goes, nobody can obsess like I can. That's what Terry and I have been joking about as being me for like ages now. Especially the last few days after I did this. So I get my pills. I'm cranky at the life. At life. I'm cranky at the world, and I'm just like, stuff this. I got this idea in my head, and I did it. So I took 4 domperidone tablets, and then I crushed 2 up, and I snorted those 2. Not my proudest moment. Terry's like, he's like, I have seen a lot of things in my life, but never have I seen my wife go from 0 to junkie like that. And we had a good laugh. So I do not recommend that. Don't do that. Ever. Don't do that. But my thinking was, in my time when at a time when my head was just like, bleh, was that I'm going to get some of it like into my system as fast as I can. And I've never done drugs, so I'm just assuming. I sort of tried to look it up, like why people would snort. It didn't help me because no one snorts domperidone, right? So anyhow, my thing was to get it into my system as fast as I can, and then get like the build up in there ready to go, and then I'd start a normal dose. Obviously, that is not medical advice, and don't do that, okay? That's not a good thing to do. But I feel like it might have worked, because the next day I managed to pump like 40 or 50 mils. So, you know, which I hadn't been able to do. So, for me, it worked. Again, don't do it. Don't do it. But yeah, that happened. So, and Terry said he's not going to let me live it down, and I figured that would be the case. I've been back to acupuncture twice since then, I think. It's going pretty cool. I was facing my fears. I let him put 2 of the needles in my wrists. Like, they don't put it near the veins, which makes it okay. I wouldn't do it otherwise, because I'm just grossed out. But I did it, and then also on this soft little spot of your neck, he had to put one in yesterday. Saturday, sorry. Hey?
Thought you was a half.
I think you're making it look beautiful, but do you need me to squish it in?
Yeah.
There we go. Good?
Yep.
Awesome. But I did notice this time around, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. How's he smiling at Eden? That's cute. This time around, I had a little bruise over here on one of the needles from the second visit, and then the third visit on Saturday has given me this bruise. Apparently that's quite normal. Also, I found after every session, I've been absolutely exhausted and irritated, which is probably why I went absolutely psycho Saturday night and did that nutty stuff, okay? I'm not blaming the acupuncture, but I'm saying, like, my mood's being freaking stupid after acupuncture is probably why I went nutty and did that. And also I found that this Saturday's one, I had a pain in my wrist where he put it. Also, he was saying that the muscles were really tight there, and in my leg. There was a couple of points this week that were like, not great, and that was one of them. To the point I couldn't lift Noah. I was having a hard time holding my phone watching YouTube, actually, after that for a little bit. So, but anyway, we got there. haven't had another bleed since then from the acupuncture, so again, I'm not really sure what's happening with that. I ran out of my own express milk and I still had to do top-ups. So I have just started using donor milk. So I find it really funny. And another reason I was so dang annoyed on Saturday and went crazy, that with Noah, I had so much milk that I managed to donate almost 3 litres of milk from the first 9 weeks on top of him. Awesome. Yeah, so it only took 9 weeks for me to have enough milk that I'd donated just under 3 litres. And also, when I'd killed my milk supply at 8 weeks, I still managed to have him exclusively breastfed until 5.5 months when my stash ran out. And then from there, he stayed on my milk, and I had to top him up with formula and then eventually cow's milk. So that's why I'm so... I know, you're very cute. That's why I'm so actually irritated by this time with having low supply. I had low supply with Eden, and if this had been the same afterwards, I wouldn't have expected any different. But I went into this fully thinking that I'd just not do what I did with Noah, and I wouldn't have any problems. And that was not the case. So, super irritated, but you know what? It's all good. Just trying to do the best I can, as I said, or I'm donor milk now. Awesome.
A glittery one.
Yeah, glittery one, very cute. Just trying to do the best I can with what I got now. And when Bridget gets back from her daughter's wedding and her holiday, I'll be straight back into her office to see her and see where we can go in terms of weaning her from the milk. And I don't at this stage plan on weaning myself off the DOM now, because obviously what happened. Also in saying that, it wasn't just the expressing thing, but also I'd weighed her, and the 2 weeks that I'd been on DOM, she had gains of over 200 grams a week, and the week that I weaned myself off DOM, she only gained 70 grams. So that was another reason why. So at this stage, don't have any plans to wean back off that. I'm just going to keep doing it until hopefully I don't need to anymore, and if not, then I'll just keep doing it. I don't really care. I just want to feed my baby. So that's how that's going. I'm supposed to go back for more acupuncture, but I think I'm going to cancel my next appointment and just not go back, because I don't at this stage feel like it's making any difference to me. I mean, it could have contributed to the fix in my blood pressure, but I'm also on tablets for that, so I don't know. And I'm sure it's doing like a whole other thing. I don't know. I'm sure it is helping in some aspect with whatever, but I don't feel like it's doing what I went in for, which is increasing my milk. So I'm just going to give it a break. As I said, I felt I got into a fair bit of pain with the last one, not from the needles. The needles don't hurt at all, but just afterwards, I guess, like my muscles and stuff. So it's probably an indicator that I need more, but at this stage, I don't want to keep going. Kyra's going good. Sorry, she's only got one sock on. Where'd the other sock go? Kyra's going pretty good. Her shoulder got heaps better. Havla's shoulder got heaps better from the exercises we were doing. We've been given more exercises for like her face, so we got to do like massaging and stuff, rubbing her jaw. We've got to keep doing her hip exercises. What else? We also got different exercises from the lactation consultant, where I have to sort of pull on her lip a little bit and massage. Oh, baby. She doesn't like this. Not her favourite one. So like this, I put a bit of tense there and then rub her cheek. And also, I don't know if I told you, but it's another one where we...
Look at this.
Awesome, honey. Where we put my finger in her mouth and she chews on the soft padding. And the chewing and the tongue rolling is to help exercise the muscles in her mouth and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what we're doing with her. And obviously with her talipes, I don't know if you'll be able to see with this foot without the sock on, but her foot is sort of curved, so we have to do like pressure here and pressure there and straighten it out. And we go back to see the physio about her feet in, I think, at the start of October. Another thing I've got going on is when I was pregnant, I started getting what they said was carpal tunnel. So because these 3 fingers in both my hands would start to go numb through the night, and it was generally for sleeping with my arm up. And I'd wake up all through the night with that, And so they were saying it could be carpal tunnel. So I'm supposed to go for scans on it. I still haven't done it yet because I've been so busy with acupuncture, swimming lessons, IBCLC, Chiro. I know, thank you. Thanks, Dylan. And just everything else as well, social commitments and stuff like that. So it's been like hectic. So I haven't been yet. And I've actually noticed since that randomly throughout the day, my fingertips are going numb. Just randomly out of the blue. Sometimes I struggle to hold on to things if it's just in my fingers, or I've tried to pick it up or whatever. If that happens, sometimes I let go. Like I can't feel. When like you get like a dead leg or whatever, and you try and take a step and you can't properly because you can't feel your foot. Well, it's the same sort of thing with my fingers. So I don't know exactly what's going on there. I have to go for that ultrasound, but I'm putting it off because I'm just sick of being busy. And yeah, I don't know what's happening with that. Havila has, as you can hear, she's got, I think it's called a shallow nasal tube, but it's like a skinny nasal tube. Noah had it as well. I think I've already talked about it. Had it since birth. Anyway, so we've been using the Fest spray and the sucky thing, right? And it wasn't working, and it still is not working enough on her or at all, really. So, and she just screams every time I try and use it, which is understandable. So I went looking for a different alternative, and I've seen obviously videos online where people are using like water syringe thing where they blow water at one side and it comes out the other. So I looked into it myself and I ended up buying a similar thing, and it's like a big thick bottle and you fill it up with like lukewarm boiled water and then add a sachet to it, shake it up, and again you put it up one nose and it comes out the other. So I've been using that on her, and that is actually so cool. Like Terry's obsessed with it now. He uses it every now and then because he's like, this is so cool. And I tried it, and like your whole sinuses just feel so refreshed from it. It's crazy. And she doesn't hate it as much as she hates the sucker, which is weird because it sort of gives you a brief moment where it feels like what I imagine drowning would feel like. And that sounds terrible, it really does, but it's just like a snap as the water like flushes. I don't know how to explain it. But afterwards you feel so much better. So anyhow, we've been doing that on her, but it doesn't make that much of a difference for her, unfortunately. So I do think that maybe her nose is just a bit out of whack, unfortunately. So we do like little massages as well. And I might take her back to the doctor and check if there's anything else they can do, if they can look up there and make sure, it's not doing too much. I don't want it affecting her feeding either, because I've noticed sometimes it sounds like she's sucking in air in the corner of her mouth. And I think she might be doing that because she's having a hard time breathing with her nose. So I don't know. But anyway, that's that. So we'll talk about other stuff soon. I don't know what, but we will talk. Bye, guys.